Hi, my Capricorns. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever this finds you. This is On the Journey 111, and I'm El Rock, your hostess. And we are just checking in, doing an in between reading for what you need to know right now. And as always, this is a general timeless. There's not really like it lasts for a week or 2 weeks. It's just messages that you need right now. So, with that said, my beautiful Capricorns, let's find out what your messages are. What do you need to know? How's it going, Capricorn? I miss you guys. I'm doing fortnightly zodiacs now, and I'm kind of missing you on the in between. So I'm just doing some quick hit what you need to know right now readings. So with that said, what do we have for Capricorn? The cards need to be cleared. There we go, Capricorn. All right, so the two that fell out. Interesting. Okay, wow. So what you need to know right now, the magic of Cohelen Druith. Caution, secrecy, and wariness. And then the next card that popped out is experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance. Interesting. So we've got 33 here, which is a master number. And I want to get one more card. Okay, the mirror. Interesting. Okay, know thyself, self-examination, and seeing who you really are. Now, perhaps Capricorn, you've been experimenting with other aspects of yourself. And one of the things about the magic of the Cohelen Druith, and I want to just really quickly, the bottom of the deck, the return of Aphrodite, temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, and treating as sacred. So there's something that's unfolding here. Now, the story of the magic of Cohelen Druith is I actually told a little bit about this story when Soul Cage came up for what sign was it? I think it was Pisces. And the magic of Cohelen Druith is about a group of mermaids called Marrows out of Ireland, and they have red hair. And the Cohelen Druith is it's a tool. We'll call it a tool. And the tool is the Cohelen Druith. And what that is the mythology is that it's a red cape or a red hat. Now, the reason it's perceived as a red cape is because of the red hair of the mermaid flowing down her back, and it's perceived as a red cap when it's up. But what the Cohelen Druith does is that allows the mermaid to pass on land and in water, so she can take both forms. And there are people who know of her powers that try to steal it from her. So think of was it David and Goliath? No, Samson and Delilah, the one where they cut off Samson's hair, and that was the source of his power. So what you're being cautious or wary of is people in your life who are looking to tap into your power for their own experiments, okay? And these might be experiments. So I'm hearing like of kind of, and I don't really dig into this area, but I'm hearing like spell casting, experiments like that. Now, I absolutely, apologies to all you witches out there that potentially do spell casting, but I am adamantly against it. I don't think that you should ever experiment with taking somebody's choices away, because why would you want that done to you? So if you are perhaps doing love spells or some kind of spell work on somebody, or it's being done on you, Capricorn, you need to be mindful of that, because that's energy theft. It's energy stealing, right? It's tapping into the resources that you have to be able to help people and utilizing them for nefarious purposes to gain power and control. Now, whatever this is a mirror. So, knowing yourself and knowing what's important to you, getting past the distortions that you see in that mirror, Capricorn, is going to help you to be able to stay tuned into your own energetic signature and protect yourself. But I do feel like you need some protection. If you have any energy stones, or you wear crystals or something of that nature, yeah, because here at the bottom of the deck, so what I pulled off was the return of Aphrodite, which of course Aphrodite is, the goddess, the sensual, sexual energy. And then you have falling in love, kissing the divine in another and in yourself. So if this is related to love, Capricorn, first and foremost, loving yourself is critical, right? So if you're the goddess, or even, a masculine energy, the return of Aphrodite is the return of that divinity in yourself. Now, if you have questions about love and you're concerned about experiments, you do need to be cautious and you do need to be wary. So be mindful of that, because if you are feeling manipulated in a situation, you are being manipulated in a situation. So just, be mindful of that. And again, I don't mean to offend anybody for what their traditions are. I try really hard not to be judgmental about that. But if somebody here is doing spell casting on another person and taking away their rights, their choices, their ability to fall in love with themselves, their ability to know themselves, their ability to be able to birth who they truly are, I'm calling you out right now. Not cool at all. So, this would be the time to click off the channel if I'm offending you. And then we have Coral's wisdom. So colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. So this is here to tell you that the works that are created over periods of time versus those that are done in an experimental fashion, that are reckless and perhaps not in your highest good, Capricorn, are the ones that you're wanting to be mindful of. And then with Know Thyself, you're examining who you really are. So Capricorn, I feel like you are really in an area of moving between potentially light and dark energies here, tapping into that old energy, the old wisdom. Colony could be family or friendships that Coral is here to tell you about. And then even one level deeper than that, we have sacrifice. So there are those worth making, and there are those who will destroy you. So Capricorn, whatever this experimental energy is, you're really being called to come into a greater level of awareness and knowing yourself as how that occurs. So looking at the mirror, knowing what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with, and who you're willing to sacrifice for and who you're not willing to sacrifice for. If you're making sacrifices that are destroying you, then that needs to be reconsidered, because do you see how she's just turning dark, right? She's got her hands in that nasty water and she's shape-shifting into something that's destroying her. And with that shapeshift and with that immersion in that darkness, I really feel like who else needed that? You might be dealing with, I think it was Pisces, where they needed protection. And so the same is true for you. Whatever these experiments are, Capricorn, whatever the sacrifice is that you're making that's destroying you, It's stilling your magic, the magic that allows you to move back and forth in between the worlds. And you need to get back to yourself. That goddess in you or that God in you needs to be born. And Aphrodite, that's love. That is the return of self-love and or something more intimate for you, Capricorn. But I really think that this is about you focusing on yourself and any toxic energies that are perhaps eating your life force, because it will. You'll feel your symptoms will be things like fatigue, confusion, not being able to tap into those aspects of yourself that are more in tune with nature and the true nature of yourself, right? This is self-examination. So, just really what you need to know right now is that your energy is jeopardized by something that is dark. The coral's wisdom and the magic of the druid is here to protect you, to bring you caution. Excuse me, Capricorn. That understanding the sacrifices that you are making, and that this mirror that you're looking at is that self-love, setting those boundaries, knowing what sacrifices are worth making and which sacrifices are destroying you, and then going back into the wisdom and the works that are created over great periods of time for you, Capricorn, whatever that means for you. So really interesting stuff. Be mindful, protect your energy, focus on yourself. I see here divination with prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. So what we're doing right now is divination. We're going to dig into the shells and get some more shell messages here, and see what else there is for you. Wow. So what popped out on the table? Have faith, Capricorn. So whatever the situation is, it's eating away at you, and you're being called into the faith that that you're going to be okay, and that whatever sacrifices that you're making the sacrifices that are true for you, the sacrifices that serve falling in love with yourself, knowing yourself, and what's looking back in the mirror at you, Capricorn. So what else do we have for Capricorn here, please? All right, that's more than enough. So the magic of Cohelen Druith, she's coming out with Sing. So if you're a singer, Capricorn, it's time to turn up your car radio and let one go. Singing lightens the load. It lightens your vibrational frequency. It aligns you. So if you can stay away from, if you're in kind of a bummed place, Capricorn, staying away from music that brings your vibes down is going to be helpful. But, singing will just open your heart up. We also have here Cancer. So you might be dealing with a water sign. We've already had Pisces show up in your reading. So Cancer is here as part of that water energy. We have Forgive. So that fell over Coral's wisdom. So forgiveness is being called for here. You might also be dealing with a Taurus or another earth sign here that's an influencer. Somebody that so this Cancer and this Taurus might be energies that you're wanting to be wary or cautious of. Or if it's not directly a Cancer or a Taurus, it could be a water sign or an earth sign. And then again, Coral's wisdom wants you to forgive something. And also we have Aquarius here, which is an air sign. So the sign of Aquarius in terms of Coral's wisdom. So somebody in your life might be an air sign that's bringing additional wisdom for you. On the sacrifice card, we have eat dessert first. Sorry. That's hilarious. So There are those worth making, and there are those that will destroy you. So if you're eating dessert first on every meal, Capricorn, you might want to rethink that, because that's like probably one of those things that could potentially be on the more destructive side of things. And if you're not, if you never eat dessert first, maybe it's time to sacrifice and have some. And then also on sacrifice, we have love here. So, whatever the sacrifice is, that it is around love. Now, let's see what we have here on falling in love. Listen to your favorite song. Okay, so there's really some stuff here about music. We have sing, we have listen to your favorite song. So, there's some real guidance here around music and connecting with music and connecting deeper with yourself, Capricorn. So that's gorgeous. And maybe if this is, in terms of like a relationship like romance or something, maybe listening to music that has to do with that. Music helps to manifest, right? It brings your vibes up. And then also under falling in love, we have celebrate you. So this is definitely, to me, speaking about the journey into self-love versus external love, because really you need to have self-love before healthy external love really appears in your life. And then we have think for yourself. So in terms of falling in love, this is about getting aligned with what's important to you, Capricorn, and what it is that you're trying to bring into your own life. And then over the return of Aphrodite, we have be brave. So that's getting in touch with those divine parts of yourself, the sacred parts of yourself. And that does take a level of bravery to do that. You're really going against potentially social norms and cultural norms. Next up, we have believe. So if this is somebody that you're hoping, if Aphrodite's a person in your life, Capricorn, you're being guided by the shells to believe that that return is happening. And then we have another sign here, which is Virgo. So again, lots of earth energy. We've got two. So you might be somebody who's in Virgo energy, or a Virgo is your Aphrodite. So, just those are really just kind of your messages. So your Aphrodite's Virgo related. You're being called to believe in that energy, and to be brave when moving for it. So if this is external love and not self-love, that braveness is there for you. So let's see here. I think that's going to cover it for you, Capricorn. Definitely some really powerful messages for what you needed to know right now. So I hope that helps, and I will see you later on next week for the bi-weekly zodiacs. And until then, bye for now.